When a single human cell divides to create a new life, biology promises a strict 50-50 coin toss. An X chromosome means a girl, and a Y chromosome means a boy. Gregor Mendel established this absolute rule of inheritance over a century ago. Each parent passes down exactly half their genetic material, and every trait gets an equal shot at survival. But certain genes cheat. They actively rig the toss to guarantee they win. If the most basic law of human reproduction can be broken from the inside, our understanding of the genetic lottery is incomplete. Biologists call these cheaters segregation distorters, or selfish genes. A segregation distorter is a genetic element that manipulates the production of sperm or eggs to force its way into the next generation. We see them operating in mice and insects. A selfish gene will literally poison or disable the sperm carrying the competing chromosome so that it has no rivals. Catching this happen in humans is incredibly difficult. Proving a statistical bias requires a sample size of thousands, and modern human families are simply too small to show a clear pattern of cheating. Humans aren't immune to selfish genes. Science just hasn't had a historical record comprehensive enough to catch them in the act. A team of researchers realized that instead of looking for microscopic DNA errors in small modern sample groups, they needed to look at wide-scale historical family trees. They turned to the Utah Population Database, tracking the births, marriages, and deaths of over 76,000 individuals back to the 1700s. In this network graph, researchers found an anomaly, a lineage producing mostly male offspring. Zooming in, blue boxes represent males. Out of 89 births, there were 60 boys and 29 girls, a 67% male birth rate. This chart plots the distribution of male sex proportions across thousands of lineages using a transmission disequilibrium test. The outlier lineage sits as a single red dot far outside the expected probability curve, proving a 67% male ratio cannot happen by random chance. By tracking these birth records over centuries, scientists finally locked down the mathematical proof. A genetic distorter is actively operating in a human population. To understand this century-long streak of sons, we must leave the archives and plunge down into the microscopic environment of human sperm production. The progenitor of this pioneer family carried a mutant Y chromosome. Inside the body, this mutant Y chromosome acts like a saboteur, actively attacking and halting the competing X chromosome sperm. Because fathers pass this Y chromosome exclusively to their sons, every boy born into the lineage inherits this exact cheating mechanism. That cellular hit job is exactly what generated the dense concentration of blue boxes on the pedigree chart. The 60 boys were the survivors of a microscopic sabotage. This lineage provides the very first hard evidence of a sex ratio distorter functioning inside human beings. Look at the steep biological cost of this strategy. If a Y chromosome successfully destroys all the X-carrying sperm, it wipes out exactly half of that man's total viable reproductive cells. Unexplained infertility affects millions of men worldwide. While this study focused on one specific lineage, it uncovers a mechanism of internal warfare that could finally explain why so many cases of low sperm count remain a biological mystery. A selfish gene prioritizing its own survival directly degrades human reproductive health. Human evolution is defined by a hidden internal struggle for dominance. This conflict has been raging for hundreds of thousands of years. When we sequence the modern human genome, we find genetic deserts, wide sections of our DNA that have been completely wiped clean of ancient Neanderthal ancestry. Geneticists hypothesize that these deserts were created by the exact same kind of ruthless internal competition. Ancient distorters likely attacked and erased rival genetic material, leaving behind these barren stretches of DNA. For the rare individuals carrying these selfish genes today, the 50-50 chance of having a boy or a girl is an illusion. Our biology is shaped by the struggle against the outside world, but it is equally defined by a brutal, invisible war happening inside our own cells.